I'd like to welcome you all to our Commissioners meeting for January 9th. All present, will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So we're going to start the meeting today with the oath of office for our re-elected Commissioner Wilsey.
All right, since I'm the official secretary, I get to swear you in. That's good right here. I'll use small words and made it really tentative.
Sure.
I, David Alexander Wilsey,
I, David Alexander Wilsey,
of Gig Harbor, Washington,
of Gig Harbor, Washington,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I am a citizen of the United States
that I am a citizen of the United States
and a resident
and a resident
and registered voter of Pierce County,
and registered voter of Pierce County.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the state of Washington,
state of Washington,
and the charter and ordinance of Pierce County,
and the charter and ordinances of Pierce County.
and will faithfully and partially
Will faithfully and impartially
and honestly perform the duties
honestly perform the duties
of the office of Pierce County Fire District 5 Fire Commissioner,
of the Office of Fire District 5 Fire Commissioner,
as such duties are prescribed by law.
as such duties are prescribed by law.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right. Right.
Congratulations. Thank you. All right,
Only 6 more years.
looking for an approval of the agenda.
So move. Second.
Roll call vote.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilsey,
Yes.
Chairman Urbina.
Yes. Any upcoming commissioner absences?
Yeah, the next meeting, the 23rd, wife had surgery that day, so I won't be here in person. There's a chance that I could do Zoom, but I just want to have an excuse, just maybe if I can't even get to Zoom. Okay, so anyway, the 23rd,
Okay.
I will also be gone on the 23rd.
I will be here.
I'll think about it. I'll be here.
All right, sounds good. Any communications?
No communications.
Looking for an approval of the minutes of our last meeting.
So,
Second.
Roll call vote.
Commissioner Incy,
yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilsey,
Yes.
Chairman Urbina.
Yes. That brings us to vouchers.
I'll move that we approve accounts payable vouchers 200,468 through 200,592 as outlined in the agenda for a grand total of $593,340.51.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilsey,
Yes.
Chairman Urbina.
Yes. And that brings us to our local 3390 report. Anything to report, President? No. All right, thank you for being here. Chief's report. Chief Doan.
Start with Chief Meyer.
Good evening. Just want to give you an update that last meeting, Lieutenant Paul Stark came and gave a presentation on Lahaina and the FEMA response. He also gave that to the Gig Harbor Morning Rotary last Friday, and it was well received. And I just want to publicly thank Paul Stark, not only for his response to the fire and his involvement in FEMA, but also be willing to present that not only to the commissioners, but also to the Rotary. And we also had inquiries maybe to have him do it at the Peninsula School District in different functions. So just want to publicly acknowledge Paul Stark for that effort. And then the next thing, just want to report on, we're going to be out in the community this week. The training division and the shifts are going to be out doing some apartment center hallway training down off of Hollycroft and Soundview at the Colville's Terrace Apartments, the 2-story assisted living retirement community that is down there. So the crews and shifts are going to be down there out in the public doing some good training. So unless there's any questions, that's the end of my report.
All right. Chief Booth.
All right, I wanted to close the loop on something that I've been talking about for probably 9 months or more. If you remember, back early in the year, I had interest and engaged in a relationship with Drexel University to do that survey across the shifts about the safety culture of the organization. That survey was completed in May. I finally got the results in October, shared it with command staff, and then went out to each of the shifts in December to present the results of that survey and to gain feedback. One of the things the researchers said right out of the chute is we'll give you your results, but we can't tell you what it means because we don't have the context of your organization. So I went out and met with each and every shift, all the line firefighters, lieutenants, the battalion chiefs, to gain some feedback. And we kind of compiled that feedback. We discussed it, and I distributed the results of across those 8 sessions to the shifts. And distributed the survey itself. And we made some commitments about areas where we can improve. They largely revolve around communication. Much like Chief Doan recognized as soon as we started doing the survey, is that this wasn't going to be about safety. It was going to be about leadership, leadership and supervision. And that's what a lot of the feedback did uncover. But at the end of the day, I got a lot of positive feedback from the rank and file that we're willing to listen to them directly without any real response and accept their feedback and take it to heart. And we made some commitments of areas that we can improve moving forward. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention that is officially, quote, done. We put a pin in that. And at the end of the day, I think we all agree that it was a worthwhile process.
All right. Chief Oldenburg.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'd just like to give you an update on the lateral hiring process. If you remember, that's been underway now for a couple of months. We opened it and we're looking to fill 7 vacancies for retirements that are coming in 2024. We got 72 applications. We did 58 Zoom interviews. We narrowed that down to 20 people that came here to Gig Harbor and met with 2 different panels and did evaluations and assessments. So we now have selected the top 10, and we have issued conditional job offers for those 7 vacancies that we're going to have as of this evening. So we are moving forward that process. We're very excited with the candidates that went through the process in the final 10. We're going to take 7 and issue conditional offers. We still have those 3 that are available, and we've reached out to them and said, hey, Gig Harbor is interested, thank you. And if we have anybody that doesn't successfully pass the process, or somebody doesn't complete the process moving forward, or we may have an opportunity or a need in the future, they've been vetted, right? So they've been through the process. So it's just a little bit of a contingency there. So we're pleased with that as well. But we're very excited to get these people on board and get started. And their start date here will be February 12th, Monday, February 12th.
How many are out of state?
There were 2.
2.
Yeah.
So the rest were within the state.
Yep, and out of the 7, 6 are paramedics currently.
2 from out of state are Montana and Utah, and then all the rest are in the Puget Sound area. Really, pretty close.
Any department's gonna be upset with this?
Yes. I've already softened it with the chief, and I'm buying him beers next week, and I'm paying. Yes.
In report.
Yeah. A few things from my end. I'm on the legislative committee for the Washington Fire Chiefs. We had a meeting today. It's the first week, but it's going fast. It's a short session. One that I wanted to highlight that I think we should talk about a little bit or be up to date is the tax increment financing that cities can do. We're looking at trying to reduce our impact of fire districts when cities use that. It doesn't affect city fire departments because they're part of the city budget. But when a city does it, it hurts a fire district because they no longer get the taxes from that area. So we're looking at some exemptions, and we're working with other taxing districts. And I have had a conversation with the city of Gig Harbor and let them know we're not big fans of that, and that we want to be on board, and we want We want to, I think we have a good enough relationship that I don't think they'll use that, and I don't think we would get hurt today. So, that's one that's on there. We're working, with the Washington State Council of Firefighters on bringing the fire marshal out from under the, state police. There was 10 pages of stuff, but those are a couple of the highlights that we're working on. On the 22nd, jointly with the fire commissioners, the 22nd will be a board meeting for fire chiefs, and I'm on the board. The 23rd will be at the day of the legislature. So I'll be up there the 22nd and the 23rd, both in Olympia. I have PSCOC this Friday, which leads me to a little update, and Commissioner / Chief Wilsey can help me, but at a high level, we have the county radio system and the city radio system. The county radio system had asked South Sound 911 for some money. I think I reported that not long ago and told you that I was stuck in the middle because I didn't think the request was vetted. I didn't think it was just, you have money, we want some. And there was no plan. There was no, how is this gonna work? Where's it gonna go? Yeah, how is it gonna bring us jointly together with the two systems? And so I knew that being opposed to that, I was hurting myself because we're part of that system. At the chiefs meeting, it went to the PSCOC and then to the board, and they denied it. We've been asking for 6 months from the county what our radio subscriber fees are gonna be. And we haven't got an answer for 2024. Crystal did get one the other day that it's gonna increase by 300%. And they're saying it's because South Sound 911 didn't give them money, they're gonna pass the fees on to us. That's not finalized yet, it's just draft. I've asked the fire chiefs board to put it on the next fire chiefs meeting. I put it out to all the other 700 users to let them know the information. They're getting quite reactionary and like, I'm not paying and I'm not gonna pay anything, I'm not paying that. And I'm like, let's all get a strategy together as fire chiefs. So it's on the next fire chiefs meeting, and what I want is for all the county chiefs to have a single strategy of what we're doing. So I wanted you to let you know that, because this may come to a head, it may probably come to your level. Hopefully we can work it out as fire chiefs, but I think you should be informed on this stuff, because it may go even above our head to the county council. But I'm hoping as chiefs we can resolve. Anything to add, Commissioner? There's a lot we could add, but.
Oh, yeah, it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
See where it all set up.
So, Chief, one thing that I think might be helpful on our level at some point, I know maybe not now or even in the very near future, but you talked before about there's conversations about putting a radio set on Fox Island for the non-county system.
Yeah.
Maybe a cost comparison of what would the expense be for us to, or maybe us and the city of Gig Harbor, for example, for Gig Harbor PD or something, to build out sites and get on that system. The long-term cost of that versus the drastic increase in radio fees, and which is a better value proposition.
Yeah, you brought up we can approach it a little bit. So what I have told the city of Tacoma is I know that tower and site helps the 800 system, and I'm a team player. And but here's what's not going to happen. We're not going to have the 800 system build something there, and then the one system falls apart, and we have just put up a tower to help the 800 system, right? We're not. That's not going to happen. So we have some leverage in this right now. And I've been clear from the beginning that we're gonna have some, I don't know if ownership or control is the right word, over this tower in Gig Harbor, because we're not gonna let it slip through we have some leverage. We're not gonna let it slip through our fingers. At the same time, I don't want to go too far off track, but we're also have some consultants that we're gonna ask to help us with that. And we've engaged with them and, you know, because we're just firefighters. We may know a little bit about radios and systems, but we want a professional to help us with that. And if we do a contract, how we maintain that control. And actually, our attorney has worked on quite a few of these, so that's good.
So I guess the only thing to add to that, Bryce, is that, you know, the whole county is trying to move towards the single system too. Now, I've seen the initial figures for what that costs. And I know it'll be about as popular as the radio fees going up 300%, because it's not gonna be cheap. We're 17 million to probably $23 million just to pull that off. And, yeah, either radio system owner, and we're really two, I mean, it's the city of Tacoma and then Pierce County. And, Gulf has the subsystem off the city of Tacoma system, but, it'll be interesting to see how that plays. I think there is, like the chief said, there's value in 53 site. I didn't think it was gonna get past the FAA, but it did. So, that, and then Motorola did a lot of, lat longs, you know, for coverage, and yeah, it's optimal for a lot of entities, actually. It's not just Gig Harbor and, you know, Tacoma, it's West Pierce, it's McNeil Island, which is now engaging for a, you know, dispatch system through South Sound. And so it's very interesting. I mean, it's a good site. It's got the elevation, it's got the good coverage. So, you know, Chief Burgess and I actually met, you know, probably 3 years ago now, you know, at that site to start this conversation. Because city of Tacoma needed a better system other than McNeil Island, because McNeil Island goes down probably about once a month, you know, like clockwork. But we wanted something better for our coverage, because we lose entire coverage of our west side when that goes down. And it gets somewhat covered because Narrows Bridge is the other tower that will, but State Patrol has ownership of that one, and they are proprietary on the band. So it's a crapshoot whether you're getting coverage on the west side of Tacoma or even on this side of the harbor. So I think that it solves a lot of problems. I am also hesitant, just like the chief, or, you know, when we start talking about radio systems, how much longer are we gonna have radio systems? I hope they're not going away in the next 10 years, but the technology is getting pretty close to being able to maybe have that as a backup system and, you know, go to cellular technology, you know, as a primary form of communication. But that all being said, I don't think that's.
I wasn't gonna go down that road, but you're completely right. In fact, we have people coming in tomorrow, Chief Oldenburg and I, and are meeting with them about creating our own cellular sites rather than skipping radios. That's a whole nother thing and a lot, but.
And that's what this conversation about the 300% increase and the 17 to 23 million dollar, you know, fix to go to one radio system and go force, you know, because not paying isn't gonna be an option for some of the fire chiefs out there, police chiefs. It's a nice one, but I think it's not somewhere anybody needs to get. But I think what Chief Doan's talking about is probably going to be the next evolution of radio communications, or just communications in general for the fire and police service.
So I just tracked back to, I know Tom was there. This was a Pierce County Commissioners meeting that was here in probably 2016 or 15 or something. And there was somebody from DEM with, you know, talking about the county system, and he brought coverage maps. And the first job I ever had when I was 15 was doing engineering for cell systems, looking at coverage maps. So he kind of walked into the lion's den, and I could see on the coverage maps that there were huge swaths of our district that didn't have good coverage. And so I asked him, what are we paying for? We're a customer. What are we paying for? And he didn't have a good answer for it. So that was my initiation into dealing with the ins and outs of the system. So I am somewhat skeptical of some of the people involved. So,
Well,
anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I think Commissioner Wilson's right. That's a little bit of old technology, and we're looking at Gig Harbor a skipping map.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It comes down to how much you want to invest in something that's gonna be
Oh, I get it.
viable for 5 or 10 years.
So Motorola has very good lobbyists.
Well, I know they do. I know they do.
So, like I said, it's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Some people are coming in, we're gonna meet, we're gonna talk, we'll bring that here and then, as it matures a little bit more, some of our ideas to, get creative about how to do their ideas. But you should know that it's a growing. I just, ran into Bruce Brown today and some of our SCBA stuff's coming in, and he's expecting it all to be in by the end of the month. Is that what I hear? Have you guys heard that? Yeah, so that's exciting. We ordered all $2.3 million worth of SCBA's starting to arrive. We had our Station 53 meeting and, Commissioner Nelson and Irvine were there and the entire staff. We had 40-ish, was that the number?
Yeah.
People come. It was about 2 hours long. I think it went well. I'm still getting quite a few emails, phone calls, from people that say they missed the meeting, so I'm trying to check in with them and meet with them one-on-one.
I thought it was good. That was well done.
I thought the way you presented the information was well done. You built the foundation and then there was nothing to argue about.
Yeah, once the facts are out there. Right?
Yeah.
We're starting to close out the end of the year. We're not quite there yet. Gonna take a little bit longer, but we're anticipating some capacity with the end of the year. So we met as a command and general staff and with the union today, just to how are we gonna do this? What are we gonna propose to you at a high level? I think we're gonna wanna, if we have any end of the year capacity invested into IT and capital and infrastructure and 5.0. So that was kind of what we got to today, but we'll have a lot more details for you in the near future. This week was also our 79th anniversary, if you didn't know that, so that's exciting. I think it was actually Saturday was our 79th anniversary at the Big Harbor Fire. So we'll do some celebration next year on our 80th. Last but not least, I will be on vacation next week in LA. It's the one time we try to get our whole family together. So my kids are in Idaho and Colorado, and so they come because I pay for it. But all the kids and my wife and I are going to meet in LA for next week. So I will be out of town, but still available. That's all I got.
Thank you, Chief.
Mhm.
Any questions, commissioners? Standing committee reports? Anything to report? Seeing none. 2022 bond update.
Good evening, everybody. So we have finally have some things to announce. Yesterday morning at midnight, the bid announcement went out in the TNT, went live, also went live on a couple other places. Mainly that took place at 8 o'clock in the morning, but by 9 o'clock, we already had interest and people asking for plans. So advertised yesterday, and then it'll be advertised again next Monday. With all of that, next January 18th at 9 a.m. is an opportunity for those folks looking to submit a bid to walk the site at 57. Bids will be closing on February 6th at 2 o'clock. At 2:30 on the 6th, we will be opening those bids. And that's strictly an opening and a tally. We also, with that, not only have the opportunity for the folks to be here, but we'll have a Zoom link for contractors to view that opening. There's no award. There's a commissioners meeting that night. We'll strictly come in and say we received this many bids because we need to do the due diligence and research those bids and those companies. either 2 weeks or 4 weeks later, I'll come to you with the request to award the bid for 53 and 57. And then keep the process moving. Training campus, still closing out the last few items. Yesterday morning, 2 additional wells, monitoring wells were installed, dug, I don't know the correct term, on the training campus. That was at the request of Pierce County. That was one of their items that they wanted. That'll go training campus. I'm still hoping to go to bid sometime in March after we close out 53 and 7. We'll be having an additional meeting for, really just to complete the bid specification manual. I've been working with Chief Black. It's matching paint colors, those very minor things, that we still have to do. The last one, Station 51, the design schematics were sent out to the cost estimator mid-December. Holiday season, nothing happens for at least 2 weeks. So we're expecting those back by the end of the month, and that'll give us a better idea of the potential cost of Station 51, and then we go from there. Either scale back, keep moving forward, whatever we'll do with that. That's all I have for my update. Are there any questions? Sir?
I'm trying to remember a previous meeting. We discussed 53 and 57. That's a one project. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
it's a single project.
Yeah.
They're bid together. Yep. And then the only other thing, geez, it's been 2 weeks. We visited Central Kitsap Station 52. And then Station 4552 is built and occupied. Mr. Sudich and Chief Doan were there, and then the committee and myself went to Station 45, which is near completion. In essence, they're the same station, much like we did in the 80s. They have a design, and they changed the design to what they need at the site. So it's mainly just looking at what's out there and what's being done. We'll be scheduling a visit to East Pierce Station 118, which is complete and occupied. Much like everybody else, they have the same thing. It's a cookie cutter design with changes to sites and what they're needed at the specific station. So we're just keeping an eye on what's going on out and around our area. Any other questions?
Thank you, Chief. Not seeing any old business on the agenda or new business. That gets us to open public comment. State your name for the record. We'll have 3 minutes. Is there anyone online tonight?
Oregon, BC 51 and RP.
Not seeing any hands up though. Okay. Anything for the good of the order? Any special interest upcoming events? All right, then I'll adjourn the meeting. Our next regular meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 23rd at 5 p.m. Thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you, sir.